This is IGN Today, bringing you the latest updates from around the globe. And in today's breaking news, tensions rise between world powers over trade agreements. Stay tuned for all the facts in real time.
In a fresh round of escalating tensions, the U.S. and China have both imposed new tariffs on billions of dollars worth of goods, signaling a further deepening of the ongoing trade war. The move comes after failed negotiations earlier this month, and analysts warn that the standoff could significantly impact global supply chains, inflation, and the broader world economy.
China has retaliated with tariffs on American agricultural exports, including soybeans and pork, impacting U.S. farmers already struggling under previous tariffs. U.S. Donald Trump has vowed to maintain pressure on China, citing the need for a fair trade system and national security concerns related to China's technology sector. Global markets have reacted with volatility, with stock indexes fluctuating as investors await more updates on negotiations. As of April 2025, the U.S.-China trade war has escalated to unprecedented levels, with both nations imposing record-high tariffs on each other's goods. Here's an overview of the current tariff rates. 145% average tariff. The U.S. has implemented a cumulative 145% tariff on Chinese imports, whereas China has responded to these tariffs with their own 125% average tariff. In retaliation, China has imposed a 125% tariff on U.S. goods. These tariffs were implemented following the U.S. increases, aiming to protect China's domestic industries and retaliate against perceived unfair trade practices. These escalating tariffs have led to significant disruptions in global trade, with analysts warning of potential economic slowdowns and increased costs for consumers and businesses alike.
Has the U.S. dug its own currency grave by electing Donald Trump? Short answer, not yet, but risks are rising. Under Donald Trump's second term, aggressive economic nationalism, including massive tariffs like the 145% on Chinese imports, universal import taxes, and potential threats to Federal Reserve independence, are shaking global confidence in U.S. economic stability. Add to that a potential return to isolationist foreign policy and strains on the petrodollar system. And yes, some economists and global markets are increasingly nervous about the long-term strength of the U.S. dollar. However, the U.S. dollar is still the world's reserve currency, and displacing it would take years of coordination among global powers. But Trump's policies may be accelerating conversations in places like China, Russia, the BRICS alliance, and the Middle East about de-dollarization.
Can world relations recover? Yes, but it won't be easy. Trump's leadership style, marked by unpredictability, withdrawals from global agreements, and a hardline stance on trade and immigration, has strained long-standing alliances with Europe, Canada, Asia, and even NATO. Recovery depends on whether Trump moderates his tone in his second term, the ability of diplomats and foreign leaders to rebuild trust post-Trump, and the outcome of the next U.S. election, which could signal a return to more traditional diplomacy. In the meantime, many countries are hedging against U.S. unpredictability by strengthening regional partnerships, like BRICS Plus or EU trade pacts, and diversifying reserves away from the dollar.
On the diplomatic front, President Trump's America First policy has led to a reevaluation of international commitments. The administration has withdrawn from key multilateral organizations, including the Paris Agreement and the World Health Organization, and has significantly reduced foreign aid. These moves have strained relations with traditional allies and opened avenues for rival powers like China to expand their influence. As the U.S. navigates these turbulent economic and diplomatic waters, the world watches closely. Will these bold policies lead to a revitalized American economy, or are we witnessing the unraveling of decades of global economic leadership? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.